Well, good morning there, everybody. This is Ferone the Gnome, and we are playing Lord of the Rings Online. It is Saturday, August 17, 2024, about 8:30 a.m. Almost 8:30 a.m. Wow, okay. It has been an interesting couple of weeks. A lot of things have happened in Lord of the Rings Online. It's been quite amazing, honestly. So, we're going to get into some fun here. One of the things that happened, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, so I'm not going to dwell on it here, but they made major changes to the Lore Master class, and I have been testing them out on the new Angmar Legendary server. A lot of fun over there. A lot of fun. And have to say that I have straight up fallen in love with the new Red Lore Master build. It is so much fun. I have played through a good 28 levels of it now. Started over in the beginning, get a good feel. No predetermined way of how I'm playing. Just started with a level 1 and went through so that way there I could take it all in little by little and love it. So we're going to go back to Lorondor, the level 77 human lore master. Y'all may remember him. He was very popular for a long time. I played him as my blue lore master. It's been a long time, so I'm not good with him. He is in, I believe, the Rise of Isengard expansion currently. And we're going to respec him again. We're going to see where I left him off after the initial respec when I was checking out the changes. This is a very, small checking it out session when I was on him. So I didn't have a good idea how they worked and all that at the time. But we're going to make sure that he is set up properly. Yep. We're going to get around to quite a few things. We're going to play Lorondor for a while. We're going to do some questing and all. And then we may bounce around to other things as well. We'll see how it goes. It's a Saturday morning Lotro. That means that anything is possible. Alright, so let's check out what he's got going on here. First off, let's get these quest actions taken out of the way. It's Farmer Fair time. The war efforts need me. Oh my god, I should get over there immediately. Okay. Farmer's Fair. Alright, we got all those out of the way. Let's go ahead and grab our... Oh man, my bags are just a mess. They are not in good order. Squirrel! I can't help it. Squirrel! Oh, I can't get my hand in the right spot either. Alright. Man, the bags are just not in a good shape. Alright, so looks like the last time I was on here, I did spec all of the red. So anything left over, make sure there's not... I don't see any that say that they still got spots. No. So anything left over on the, points from here on out can go into other builds. Now, the thing to keep in mind, I got to remember this from last time because I did learn something, was that when you go red spec, you choose red spec as your specialization at the beginning, you no longer can have permanent pets. Period. You can't have them. So when you take a pet over here, like the bog lurker, the eagle, the God, my brain went dead there. The saber cat, all kinds of stuff. Keep in mind that what you're actually getting is spells, so to speak. They're temporary spells, okay? So now we got that out of the way. We know that. We don't have to worry about that. I can make sure not to spend points over here that would be for a permanent pet, because it's a waste of a point, if you understand what I'm saying. So, like, giving my pet morale and lower incoming damage and giving more mitigation, completely worthless. No reason to put points into that. There's no reason, because they're temporary pets as red, so that's a no-go. Potent sigils. Okay, you can buff up your sigils. That's a possibility. This one here is going to increase the attack damage of my pet. and give him, you know, anyway, it's going to make him more DPS-y. But here's the problem with that. Let me find one of my pets. Where are my pet spells? Oof, man, I really had this set up wrong. I got to redo all this now that I've played from 1 to 28. I understand it so much more and realize how poorly I had this set up. Okay. Point is, look at your cooldown there. 2 minutes. You've got a 2-minute cooldown. All of these, 2 minutes cooldown. Because they're all on the same timer. The same recast. You know what I'm saying? They're all the same. So they just give little different effects and stuff when you call them out. Don't think of them as pets. I know that's upsetting to many, but think of them as a spell. These are now spells. You're casting a spell. And they have a visual, as in your pet will be there. So it's going to have a 2-minute cooldown. And it's only going to be out for, I think, 10 seconds, something like that when you call it. So there's literally like no... It's minuscule. Unless you're like in-game raiding and you want to add that little extra bit of damage to your pet that comes out once every 2 minutes and lasts for 10 seconds. There's no reason for this ability. None at all if you're red. Again, if you're red. Get rid of this dog there. So I really, I'm not going to go through all these, but I'm just pointing out how now I understand not to waste my extra points. Potentially this would be the only one that I would take in 5. Put 5 points in just so you get to the 2nd level, and then you're going to get new pet spawn and morale bubble. Worthless. Never use that if you're red. Need for haste, negative 20%, pet summoning induction, call to pet cooldown. I don't see. I don't know if that affects your temporaries. Maybe it lower it from at the highest level, negative 45 call to pet cooldown. Maybe that makes that 2 minutes be 1 minute and 15 seconds, something like that. The bog lurker. Okay, if you want to stun, he gives you a 3-second stun. Every 2 minutes. So yeah, I don't see putting anything in blue. I really don't. I'm probably wrong. Some in-game raider's going to come in and tell me that I'm an idiot. Yellow is much better. Cracked earth will root your targets for 3 seconds. I could totally see adding that in. Totally see that. Strength your bond with your earth, improving root from cracked earth. Okay, increases the root. Yeah, I love it. Using a lore skill will briefly reduce your incoming damage. Sounds great. So yellow is where I'll go. Red and yellow. Red main already done. Yellow is where I'll put my extra points. That's all right. So we're gonna move on from that squirrel and see what else we got. We already got all of our racials. If you're new to Lord of the Rings Online, and I say this because I've seen a lot of brand new players to Lord of the Rings Online here lately, there's a lot of subsystems you may not be aware of, and subsystems that don't match the norm in the industry. Like if you're coming from EverQuest or World of Warcraft or something like that, you're used to just getting levels, getting gear, getting good, as they say. Get good. There's a lot more in Lord of the Rings Online than that. Way more. So I just want to point out while we're going through here, the racial traits. You need to do these through what's called enmity deeds. And as a human, part of mine was killing undead, killing wargs and stuff like that. They open up these abilities, and these slots open up as you gain more levels. Right now I have the maximum, and I've got them all. They're traded in. It's different things like an ability that gives you a 2,906 heal every 30 minutes. Plus 5% to power regeneration from tactic fellowship skills, and so on and so forth. Various things. So don't ignore that. Even more so, the virtues. Virtues, 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 virtues. You've probably never seen a system like this in another MMO. Not to this degree. You'll start out with none of these open at level 1, and they will slowly open as you gain levels, and these are slots where you can slot virtues into it. You see I've got 5 virtues slotted into it. As you can see, there's way more than 5 virtues. Okay, here's the thing. This little bar, let me kill this annoying dog. And you'll see these little bars on each one of them. You also see these numbers over here. That's the number of levels or ranks that this virtue can level up, and these bars are the virtue experience bars for this specific virtue. When you have a virtue clicked, notice it's got a green background. That's because this one is the one I have clicked right now. When I gain virtue experience, it goes to the virtue experience bar of that virtue that is currently being worked on. That does not mean that it's one up here. You right click it to put it up there. You left click it to choose the one that you're putting the experience towards. You killing mobs and you're like, okay, I'm getting experience, so I'm just going to rush my way to max level, and I'll be uber and I'll have all these virtues and stuff. Wrong. Sorry to tell you this. That isn't how it works. You have to do things that specifically give you virtue experience. Alright. How do you do that, Ferone? Well, glad you asked. There are these lovely things called deeds. And if I look at this, I just chose one out of random. You can see all these things are done. These are other deeds that I did. It was 5 of them. When it finished, I got 2,000 virtue experience. Whatever virtue I had selected to gain experience at the point when I got that deed completed and got the 2,000 virtue experience. If I hold my mouse over it here, you can see I need another 379 virtue experience to hit level or rank 24 of this particular one. Okay, so you need to be working on deeds if you want your virtues. And let me explain something to you. When you get to the end game, you want your virtues. You want your virtues. And no, there's not a perfect 5. You will actually, if you're playing on a live server, not on one of the legendary servers that hasn't opened the expansions yet, you're going to want to get almost all of these, because at different times you're going to reslot them to get different effects up here based on what raid you're going into and so on and so forth. Okay, so you want your virtues. Don't just race to level max level and think that you're done. You need virtues. What is a virtue? Glad you asked. Put my mouse over the actual virtue, and you can see down here the tooltip. It tells me that while I have this slotted, I'm gaining an extra 97 tactical mitigation, another 87 resistance rating, and another 30 physical mitigation, plus a passive of 26 maximum morale. So it increased my maximum health by 26. Not that big of a deal, right? But it's only rank 23 of 28. By the time I get to level 150, this number that you can go up to for each one of these will be higher than 38, a lot higher than 38. So when you start out at the beginning, you can only go up like a few levels or ranks or whatever for each one of these. Each time you level, the maximum number of this goes up. So there's what I'm trying to say here is there is a lot of virtual experience you're going to want to get. A lot. This is going to be a big part of playing Lord of the Rings Online for you. So don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. Let's grab our Hobbit gift of the day. We gained, look at that, virtue experience. Now, notice it's only 50. You don't get much from these usually. Once in a while on the golden one, you'll get like a 600 or something like that. So that's fantastic. But you just right click it to use it, and it adds it to your virtual experience. Another system you're going to need to be aware of. Just taking a little moment here to go over new things, since there's so many new people, is legendary items. At level 45, I think it is, you gain the ability to do a quest line that involves Mines of Moria, and you get what's called your legendary items. Now, that's what everybody in the forums and everywhere in the game and all refers to as LIs. So now you know what an LI is. It's a legendary item. Basically what it's going to be is a weapon and another class-based slot item. In this case, for the Lore Master, it is this thing here. This thingy. Alright, anyway, so you have these two items. If you shift double click, shift and double left click, it will open it up. And you'll look in here, and you'll see it has a bunch of slots. You'll have one heraldry slot, and you'll have one, I think it's called crafting slot. What is it called? Word of craft slot. It's not crafting. Word of craft. And then you'll have a number of word of mastery slots. You'll notice these numbers over here as well. That's the level. Remember how we were ranking up virtues? Well, guess what? Your slots have levels as well. You'll be leveling those up as well. These things that are in here are traceries. You'll have to get traceries and you slot them in there. They make huge differences to your character. Huge differences. Heraldry is typically the one that you'll want to up your slot level on as quickly as possible every time you reforge your weapon. We'll get that in a moment. Because that is your base skills. So upping this as fast as possible every time you reforge is very beneficial. The words of mastery is where the big stuff comes in. Let me see if I can find one of interest here. Alright, so like here, percentage. Gust of wind damage. Plus 27% gust of wind damage. These percentages can make a huge difference. I have one on my champion that lowers the amount of time between I can use his ability that gives him, what is it? It's his readiness, power, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. But that makes a huge difference because I can use it almost all the time because I have it the time lowered down so much on it. The point is that these make huge differences in your abilities. Now, this is not going to be an over everything in the world about legendary items, but this is just an overview so you understand it. You'll notice I have a bunch of slots here. You don't start out that way. When you get your first one, you won't have this many slots. You'll have like 1 or 2. And over time, as you level up and you reforge, again, getting to that in a second, your legendary item, you gain more slots and you can put more stuff into them. Of note, and this freaks people out the first time they find out about it, and it freaked me out too, and I don't remember the level ranges. Every so many levels, I think it's 15, but I'm not positive. It may be 10. When you reforge your legendary item, the slot no longer works with traceries below its minimum level. What that means is you had this really awesome trait or tracery and it was doing some cool stuff for you, and all of a sudden you reforged and it does nothing. Nada. Literally. I know that would be like, what? Yeah, no, really, that's how it works. And at that point, you have to go get a higher level tracery to replace it with. Okay, it just working, not working. As soon as you reforge, it's done. Doesn't happen on all reforges, only happens on certain level reforges. That's what I'm getting at here. So like I think every 15 levels you're going to have to deal with that. It's a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. You get items, and I don't know if I have any available. I don't see any that you use. You consume them and click on the slot that ups the level of the slot. So every time you reforge, this will go up. Let's say it says 100 of 100 right now, so it's completely leveled up. Let's say the next time I reforge, it says 100 110. So I have 10 more ranks that I can level up that slot, and I'd have to use those items on there to level them up. Again, not an all-encompassing LI video, just letting you understand how these things work. The other one, by the way, same thing. It's just another one. Let me see if I can see one. So right there, plus 30% sticky gourd damage. Yeah, so I mean it's big stuff. This is why I've got to go reforge mine. I was set up for blue, and notice this pet morale. That ain't gonna do jack for me in red. I need to go redo all of my traceries, unfortunately, because now I'm spec'd as red. Anyway, that's the LI system. Speaking of which, do I have... No, it doesn't look like I do. That would have been super duper helpful. Let's use this and see if we can get back to... That's going to take me to Bree. Oh, let's go to the housing area. That'll help. If you buy a house, you get a travel skill to get to your house. And if you buy a premium house, you'll get one for that as well. So you can have 2 extra travel skills, by the way. Okay. This is my guild house, by the way. Got some leftover tea from last night. It's okay, but it was a lot better when it was hot. I may go pour it out and get some coffee. We'll just see. First things first. I say this all the time, but it's worth mentioning over and over and over and over for all of our new people. If you get a monthly subscription, you're called a VIP. That's what they call it in this game. If you have a lifetime, you're still a VIP. It's the exact same thing. While you have a VIP, you can talk to this VIP rewards NPC. Her name is Fenda. And she's in all of the big cities and stuff, usually around a boar fountain. There's not one here, but in the player towns, housing areas, there'll be one there as well. Every 14 days, you want to go right-click on her, click on the VIP rewards.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
She talks to you very nicely, and you take her quest, and then you turn her quest back in.
What can I do for you?
She gives you 2 items. This one here, you just right-click it, and you're good for 14 days. You can toss it away. That one there gives you this here, I believe, yes. Accelerates your crafting time, and so when you're crafting, it goes a lot faster. Prevents item wear when you do stuff, so you don't take any item wear. You don't have to repair anything. The other one's much more important. Just put this somewhere where you won't forget it. For 14 days, you have the subscriber town services. Right-click on it, and you have all these abilities anywhere in the world. Big. Why? Because as a free-to-play game, one of the things they did in this game is they designed it to where that you have a lot of crap that gets thrown into your inventory nonstop. Tons, tons, tons. You have tons, tons. This thing here, browse the shop. Anywhere in the world you can go sell your crap. Other thing, along those same lines, you have your vault. So you can throw stuff in your personal vault. As well as your shared storage. You'll use this a lot. Trust me. Trust me, you will use your shared storage. Beyond that, wardrobe. You may not have realized yet, but this game has 3 games. This game is the story, which is fantastic. Read all the story stuff. Number 2 is, as you noticed from what I was telling you here, is Inventory Management Simulator 5000. And number 3, and most importantly, is Fashion Quest. You're going to want to make tons and tons of cosmetic outfits and so on and so forth. And every time you get anything that looks different, these are not necessarily cosmetic items. So a lot of this is just from playing the game. You get items that are, let me see if I can find one. Of course, I'm not going to find one now that I'm talking about it. It's actual items you would use in game. Oh, they don't show the stats because you don't have stats. That's stupid. I mean, when you're in the wardrobe, it doesn't have. Point is, when you find something that you like the look of, you drag it into your wardrobe, and now you can use that in your cosmetics anywhere, anytime. You just go to your cosmetic outfit, choose one of your outfits, drag it over there, bam, that's what your character is going to look like. You just click on this right here, like that, and now I'm wearing that outfit. Wardrobe, super important. Next thing, auction house, anywhere in the world. All right. Simple enough. And remember I was talking about reforging. Open legendary item forge. There it is. Okay. So I have no items that are available to reforge right now, but if I could, if I was at the next level where I needed to reforge, first off, you can name it anything you want. Like Bob's Big Stick of Kicking Butts. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Totally appreciate that, Tony World. You can name this anything, so it's fun stuff. You know, like when I look, whoops, let me get rid of this screen. When I look out here, you'll notice that mine is called Lunar's Wrath. Oh, that's not, I didn't change these, did I? God's Wrath. I may have changed those. I think those are actually, yeah, I think those are names I named them. But like on my champion, I've got things like Boomstick and so on and so forth. You can name it anything you want. It's fun. It's just a little funsy thing to do. So we've got this. Let's move over to let's talk to the far-reaching stables.
Greetings, friend.
And let's go to my brain sucks. There we are, Rivendell Stables. I love that the designers put searches all over in this game so you can search for things. Even in like the options, when you're here doing stuff, you can type in search and it'll find the item down there. Like I'm gonna put in aspect, and you see aspect ratio. Hey Tony World, thanks for following. So, you know, that's a cool thing. Let's go over and visit the legendary item thingamajiggy place. So right over there, by the way, is where you would go if you needed to go somewhere and actually reforge your weapon. And you'll find out about that whenever you do the quest line in Mines of Moria, at the beginning of Mines of Moria, to, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? To get your legendary items set up the very first time. But this other place is very important. Very, very, very important. You'll spend a lot of time in this room that we're going to here in a moment. Let's see, this way. There we are. Rivendell's so beautiful, honestly. The last homely house. Alright. First off, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this place. And they did redo this. The awesome artist over at Standing Stone Games redid this whole thing, and it's beautiful. Let me check over here. I think it may be this room here. What is it called? The Word Horde of Gabathon. This is where we want to go. It's an important room. Alright, traceries. Remember our traceries we were talking about? This room has everything. Okay. Burglar, Minstrel, Hunter, Mariner, Warden Bjorning, Lore Master. There it is, right up there. Alright, so remember I said I need to reforge mine because I'm now a red Lore Master. This is where you go, and you could spend a lot of time working on this. Nature's Fury is what we're interested in. We are level 77. I don't think, let me check something. I don't think we can use the 86 traceries. Yeah, they're red to us right now. So it's going to be the base ones, the 50. Let's see. Nature's Fury. Here they are. Right here. Lightning Storm damage. Plus 27% storm damage. Very freaking awesome. Now remember I said my bars were totally foobarred. I do need to set it up. There's Lightning Storm. So Lightning Storm, I usually keep that on number 7. So we'll look in here at this right here, Lightning Storm. So I've already got this thing boosted up as it is. 100% chance to ignite, that's fire. But this here, put all these points into it and all that. This is what I was talking about. How traceries make such a huge difference. So by adding this tracery, I'm getting an additional 24% Lightning Storm damage. Alright, if we go up to the next one, that's 27%. The next one, 30%. And what's called legendary traceries, 33% increase to that damage. So you can see it's a big ordeal to get your traceries set up and get them set up properly. This is the part that hurts. When you reforge at certain levels, and remember I said that it turns off your old tracery, it's just worthless. These legendaries are hard to come by. Very hard to get your legendary traceries. When you hit a level where you reforge and it turns it off and you had a legendary, that sucks. I'm just telling you right now, that sucks. Yep. So, what I can afford to buy here, and I definitely will, is I'm going to get, this 27, this is 24. I'm just doing overland stuff, so don't really need to worry too much about it. I'm going to get the base one because it's plain and simple. I just need it. I don't have it currently, so let me make sure, because I'm sure I'm set up for pet blue, spec right now. So I'm going to have to change out some of these. But I'll make sure, like definitely pet morale, that's going. I don't need that at all. Yep. So I want this here. It's going to cost me 100 ancient script. I have 770 ancient script right now. I should have more. I don't know why I don't have more. So I have my ability over here, lightning storm damage. I'm going to pull that right over pet morale. See how they're all sparkling? Those are the ones I can put them in. There's no reason I need pet morale. No reason it's red. So I'm going to put that in there. It's going to destroy the pet morale, and it's going to put my lightning storm damage in. Alright? So that is a big boon. What else in nature do we have? Plus 24% nature's fury damage. I believe... Yep, that's nature's fury right there. I think that is a pretty solid thing to have. I seriously don't think I have nature's fury. Whoops, we'll buy that one. Where is another one that I don't need that would be blue? I like the target resistance. Sticky gourd damage. That sticky gourd's not bad. Let me go back to my main weapon here. Burning embers, gust of wind. Wow, they're not really. I guess when I did this guy, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Which is not unusual, people. Not at all. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the chat there. Hello, friend. Every time I try to play a new MMORPG, I return to the World of Warcraft. Can't seem to find one new worth playing. Well, you found the right one. You found Lord of the Rings Online. This is the one worth playing. This is a very complex system, so that's why I'm having difficulty here. I don't, people will probably hate me for this. I don't use Gust of Wind that much. And that will give me Tactical Master rating. I'm going to go ahead and replace it. Alright, what else do we have from nature? Ring of Fire damage. The Ring of Fire, I know what that is. I don't know that I'm going to mess with that yet. So those are all the nature ones. I'm kind of happy with that, honestly. Wordcraft right now is Tactical Mastery rating. I like that. And I think I have 2 of them. I do, so I get the bonus damage from it. My heraldry, I like my heraldry. I'm not going to make any changes. I think this is the way I want it. That's odd. I expected it to be very bad. But, the point is, you can spend hours, you can spend days working on your traceries to get them correct. You really can. I'm not going to, but the thing I am going to work on is let me see what this message was. Oh, it's nothing big. I am going to set up my abilities, because my abilities are just wrong compared to what I did on my character. Like I said, I've been playing one up from level 1 to 28 so far on the Angmar server as red spec. There's certain things I want to do here. I'm going to put this right over here. What was this here? Wisdom of the Council, restores 50% morale on any, briefly protects you while damage. I want to see something. Okay. So I was making sure that wasn't the one that required a pet. 50% maximum morale. Alright, so I do have a self-heal. I was worrying about that because at level 28 I still don't have a self-heal as a red lore master on Angmar. Okay. By the way, I like that look. That was Lavender the Green, but I personally love that look. What was this one here, by the way? Okay, that's my fishing and stuff. This is my favorite look, so I'm going to go back to it. Alright, so let's get these bars set up. I usually have Wizard Frost on number 3. I'm missing an ability. It should be there. Let's bring this up. Common skills, don't need those. Not cosmetics, cures, we got that. That's the one. Yeah, it gets rid of diseases and stuff. Friend of animals. These are your calls. That's what I've got over here is these calls. I usually put bear in control 2. The bird, the eagle, 3. And I'll put the cat in 4. Don't have bird. Borg, lurker. We don't need this. Nor do we need this. So those are off the hot bars. What was this here? This is my pets, isn't it? Yeah, in case I want my whimsical pets to follow me around. And here is my crafting thingy. Alright, we don't need any of these others. Okay, so let's close that. Fury of Nature. Gust of Wind is already out here. Cracked Earth. I keep Cracked Earth on control 6. What is this one here? This one is Ints Go to War. We'll definitely be using that. But I'm not there yet. Sticky Gourd, that is usually control 7 for me. Light of the Rising Dawn. This is your interruption. My interruptions are always on number 6. Burning Embers is a dot. I always start with that when I have a higher level mob I'm fighting. This has got a 2-minute cooldown. Nature's Fury whirls frost damage around the enemy with a chance to deal lightning damage over time. That's freaking beautiful. Who wouldn't love that ability? That is this one right here. We're going to go ahead and put that at control 8. Lightning Storm, we've got that at 7, where I always keep it. Ints Go to War. Let's go ahead and read it. Shakes the earth as if an ant stamped his foot, greatly damaging several enemies. If your target has recently been shaken by cracked earth, the skill deals bonus damage. So, yeah, that is a freaking awesome ability. And it's got a 1-minute cooldown. So, I want to pair that with cracked earth. I'm going to put that... I may have to change my thinking and remember it's control 9. I'll have to work on that. Okay, that's good. We can move on to the next abilities. Healing, Light of Hope. This is healing other people. You're giving your health to somebody else. So I usually keep that in control 0, right above my 0, because 0 is my heal. So I just think control 0 is that. Water Lore heals morale of allies. Heals 88 morale initially. This is a heal over time. Let's go ahead and put that at control minus. That works for me. A Lore of the Second Age. Knowledge of the Lore Master. You use this and you will be able to do more damage and stuff like that to the mob that you're fighting. I don't use this very often. I'm just going to put it right there. Because I do a lot of overland content. It's not hard content, so that's why I don't really need that. Clever Escape is how you get out of stuff whenever they lock you down and stun you and stuff like that. Make sure it does do stun, right? Shakes off days of stuns, roots in fellowship maneuver stuns. Okay, so yeah, that's always keep that on my equal sign. That's my last key. Boom, I hit and get out of that. Wisdom of the Council restores 50% of maximum morale. That's the one we got down there for our heal. Back from the Brink. This is a res spell, so you can res people in your group. We need to get rid of that there. That's no good anymore either. Oh, and we had that right there, so we don't need that now. What was this one here? Sign of Power Vigilance. I'll have to figure that out. And this was... Yeah, I can't make my pet attack, so that's worthless. Alright, moving on up here. Call to the Valor. 5-minute reuse. You call upon the Wisdom of the Valor, recovering some of your skills and providing a temporary immunity to induction setback. So that's a I need to kick butt and stuff ability. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and put that up here. What the heck? That sounds like a good spot, right? Doesn't it? No, let's put it right here. Alt 5. Dispel corruption. Important. You'll run into mobs found this out on the Velid 9 servers, the new legendary servers that pop the wraiths out everywhere. And they have a corruption on themselves. When they have a corruption on themselves, they kick your ass pretty easily. You want to get rid of those corruptions on them. You want to debuff, is what it's called in other games. Debuff those corruptions off them as soon as possible. So that has gained a spot on my bar that I didn't use before because I didn't do grouping and rating on my characters on live servers very much at all, so I never ran into that, but I did run into that playing on the Velid 9 servers, having to deal with the wraiths. So now it has earned a spot on my main hotbar at number 8. Power of Knowledge. 45-second cooldown. Lightning wreaths your enemy while restoring your own power. Very cool. Okay, so you're stealing power from them and doing damage at the same time. That is an excellent ability. We're going to throw that on control equal. Ring of Fire. This has got a 1 minute 15-second cooldown. An attack leaving a flaming circle upon the ground that enemies fear to enter. Duration 15 seconds. Every 1 second, 2,419 fire damage expires if out of combat for a short amount of time. Frost vulnerability. So I guess it's creating frost vulnerability to them so they can take more damage from your frost abilities, is my guess. It's a duration of 10 seconds as well. So it seems like a really cool ability. We're going to throw it right here at control 5. If you've noticed my control 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, those are my AoE abilities. That's how I work that in my head. So 6, 5 through 9 on the control key is what that is. Alright, Sticky Gourd, I've got that down there as well, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's 30-second cooldown. Smashes the foe with Burning Pitch, dealing fire damage. What it does is a large amount of initial damage and then a large amount of damage over time. It's a dot, and it lowers their tactical mitigation. New people to Lord of the Rings Online. Tactical mitigation is magic. We don't call it magic in Lord of the Rings Online because that's a no-no in Tolkien, but that's what it is. So if you, in other games, you think of magic and you want to lower the resistances to magic types, tactical mitigation. We're lowering their tactical mitigation. We're also lowering their physical mitigation. That's AC and stuff like that. It's mitigation in other games. You're just making it so that melees can hit stuff more easily. It also does a small dot. And gives frost vulnerability to them as well. So that's nice. It lasts 16 seconds and the frost vulnerability lasts 10 seconds. So that is right there. Moving down. Melee skills. Well, he's a staff carrier. He doesn't need to melee, right? Yes, he does. He melees. And he kicks ass while doing it as a red spec. He shoots lightning out of his staff, okay? It's pretty awesome. This staff here is a radius of 5 meters. He's hitting more than one mob. I like using that sometimes too. We don't need open milestone or mounted skills. How about racial skills? We have an uppercut. Do I have that selected? Remember I talked about racial traits? That was this one right here. And if I get the mouse over it, there it goes. It's called uppercut, and basically what it does is it dazes the mob for 3 seconds. As a human, you can get that racial ability and slot it, which means it would have to be down here to slot it, so that you can daze an enemy for 3 seconds. It's not a bad idea, and I may end up putting it in later, but right now I'm not going to, so notice that it's not on my bar. That's why. Duty bound, do I have that one up there? Duty bound is that one, isn't it? Yes. Provide a bonus to your fellowship's morale, adds a bonus to your fellowship's morale effect, blah blah blah, plus 5% morale, so you're increasing their hit points by 5%. I do not have that slotted. I'm not going to go through those to figure out what I need to have slotted right now. I'm just not going to worry about that right now. So I'm going to remove that from my bar so it doesn't confuse me as to why it's there. Strength and morale, I do have that one slotted. You can see it's right there. And that is a big time heal for me. And it's got a cooldown of 30 minutes. So this is the Save Me, I'm Going to Die ability. We're going to put it right there. Signs of Ancient Magic. We've got the Wizard's Frost down there. What this does, by the way, is it slows their movement by 30% and does some damage to them. A little bit of damage. Sign of Power Vigilance. Allows you to better see hidden enemies. Oh, I love that. Stealth detection. I love that. Okay. Yeah, that definitely earns that spot right up there. Boom. So basically in other games what that is seeing Viz. You're seeing in Viz. They're called hidden in this game because remember, why is Twitch doing that to me? Give me half a second. Sorry. Authorize. Will you just work? It's like, no, I'm not gonna work. I won't let you work. I'm all set. Okay, let me close that down. And let me get back to my streaming software. There we are. Okay. Alright, got that set up. Alright, I was trying to get my chat up there so I could see what y'all are saying on it. Anyway, there's no such thing, or there may be, you know what I'm getting at. The point is that's what that's looking for. They're hidden. Lightning Strike. This is an amazing ability. Love this. Love this as a red. This is so cool. We're putting that right there on number 5. That is my boom boom stick ability. It is so cool. You nuke the living crap out of things. You really do. Minor Call Flank. This is an interesting ability. Remember, as a red, you no longer have permanent pets. Well, how are you going to do all these things that say when flanking the mob, when your pet's on the other side, when you're flanking the mob, you get this bonus blah blah blah. How do you do that if you have no permanent pets in red? Glad you asked. They have these new things called Minor Call and Major Call. And what this does is it does some slight damage, but more importantly, it gives you a flank effect. So by using this on the mob, now I'm flanked it, and when I do something like, I think this one here, does it say there, doesn't, I know there's some that do, it says when flanking, and I'm going to fail to find it now that I'm wanting to tell y'all about it. The point is that gives you flank. Good enough, right? Wizard's Fire, this does some damage, and it has a damage over time. It's based on fire. I just put that at number 2. I use it a lot. The thing about the number 2 and number 3, these signs, if you look right here, it says fast. It doesn't have an induction time. This one here, fast, no induction time. Let me break that down for other MMOs so you can understand that. It's instant cast. That means I can run and gun with that. I can hit these 2 abilities, number 2 and 3, without stopping. Just bam, 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 bam. It is awesome. So that's why they're in 2 and 3. And when I start with this number 1, I have an induction of a half a second. That's a casting time. I don't know why it has to be called induction and confuse people in this game. It's a casting time of a half a second. So if I want to go up against something that's a little harder, I'll start with the Embers, which is a big time damage and dot, and then follow it up with the Wizard's Fire. It's that simple. Most things die. You don't have to worry about it. Major Call, I believe that also will give you, flanks it as well, but it's got a bigger damage. And it's got a 1-minute cooldown. The other one, the minor one, had a 15-second cooldown. So we'll go ahead and throw that somewhere out here. I don't know where the heck I want to put that. What the heck? We'll just put it on the 350 for that one. That sounds good. Don't need to worry about skirmish. Don't need to worry about that. So on and so forth. How come I never saw Gust of Wind up here? I was looking for it. There it is. Remember that search thing I was talking about? Thank you, game designers, for putting searches into everything. Gust of Wind. This is tearing winds cause frost damage in a small radius. When traded in Nature's Fury, which we are, that's the red spec, the skill has a chance to make burning embers burn hotter and spread to nearby foes. It is a decent load of damage and effects applied to enemies within 5 meters. Excuse me. So, if I'm fighting something seriously big, let's say we're in a group and we're fighting a boss mob or raid or something like that, you're going to have your burning embers and you're going to hit your Gust of Wind. When I'm out in the open fighting open world mobs that are super easy, I rarely use this. I'm probably alone in that. There's probably other people that do use it. It doesn't work in my setup. It's not necessary. Now, my character is set up and ready to go. We've finally got everything good to go. Let me show y'all something that's very important over here. First off, when you hit your B, it brings up your wallet, and you got all kinds of crap. And the longer you play this game, the more currencies you'll have, and you'll be like, oh my god, I can't keep track of it, and you're not alone. Okay. Let's do it this way. There it is. Ancient script. Thank you for search. 570 of 10,000. They have caps in this game on all the currencies. Almost all the currencies. You're going to run into issues with that. Just telling you right now, you're going to run into issues with that. You just have to deal with it. But anyway, there's my balance on ancient script. We're going to talk to this lady right here. Go to barter items. And scroll down here. In fact, we'll make this easier. We'll just do scrolls and enhancement runes. This right here, never leave this room without this item. It costs 200 ancient script. You're going to get plenty of ancient script playing the game. Just get one. Let me show you what this is. And put it down here so it doesn't get lost. This is a port. It ports you back to right here, right where we're at. So always buy one before you leave here, because you're going to need it, and it gets you straight back here. You don't have to go through all of that porting, writing, and all that stuff on horses and such that I did to get here. You need those. It's so cool. All right. We have done a crap ton of talking. We have. Let's go to our quest. Actually, you thought I was done. You were wrong. Let me set this up correctly. I need to fix these bags. This little cog right here, by the way, you click the cog and you can modify your bags to your heart's delight. I'm going to take this and put it here. Take this and put it here. Now I got more slots down there. Turn off the cog and look at that. Life is good. I'm going to move this right here. Right click on it. Shared storage. Go to my bags tab. By the way, the reason these are named is because I went to them and clicked on rename on each one and I named it whatever I wanted. Amazing, right? So we're going to get our bags out. These are carry-alls. They cost money. They're expensive. Remember I said that this is Inventory Management Simulator 5000? That's why, because they want you to spend real-world money on these crafting carry-alls. They got to make money so the company keeps going. I understand that. But, yeah, the pain in the butt is getting them in and out of your save storage every day when you go between alts and stuff. If you only play one character, not an issue. I played lots of characters. Lots. Alright, we got our bags out. And I always, just because I am me, I always order them down here at the bottom so I know exactly where they're at in my inventory. Yes, this is a process I do every time I swap between alts. It is annoying. Not gonna lie. I need one more spot for one of these bags. What is not important down here? What are these boots? Oh, I remember those. I've had those forever. I don't need them anymore. Let's, whoops. My fishing. There we are. Now we got all of our crafting down here. What I have, by the way, this is a large die carry-all. All my dies I put in there. This is my task. You pick up crap everywhere you go, literally, and a bunch of it is what's called task items. You can see down there in red, says this item may be turned in for task in Far and Norian. And it's important. We'll go over that in just a moment because that is important. Y'all need to know about that. This is my essence bag. It's got all kinds of essences and stuff. That's for the traceries and, tracery slots and stuff like that we've talked about. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 crafting carry-alls. One of them is small as the first one I've gotten. All the rest of them are large, 50 capacity. You will fill these up. There's no doubt about it. You will fill them up. Let me go to my ordinary vault. I want to throw this in here. There we are. Alright, let's go back to Bree. Actually, no, not Bree. Let's go to housing. Is that not up yet? Oh, it is. Oh, no, cooldown remaining. Alright, so let's go to Bree. No, I really don't want to go to Bree. Let's go to my personal house instead of my guild house. Kinship house, by the way. Guilds in Lord of the Rings Online are called kinships. Groups are called fellowships. I know. Has to be different. People get confused. It is what it is. Kinships and fellowships. By the way, this particular housing district is in the Hobbits area. I like the Hobbits ones. I think their houses are really cool. That's why I use this one. Right over here is what I was looking for. It makes it super easy. You'll see these all over out in the world for the individual places and stuff, but here in your housing district you'll find all of them for all the places, and the collection boxes are right below. A lot of times you go to the older areas, you'll have the board where you get the task and then you have to go find the person to turn it into. It's annoying. You can do it like, see, if you see one that has the collection box right there by it, that's the place you want to use. You don't want to use the one where you gotta go find the person to turn it in. So what are tasks? Glad you asked, friend. Let me make sure, do I have it? I don't have it already, so that's important. What you're going to do is you're going to open up your task carry-all, if you have one, before you get the quest, or try to get the task, because you can't open it once you open one of these windows. I am level 77. I'm going to look right here at that 71 to 80. These are the available tasks. So we're going to see if I have at least 10 of anything over here. So we got knotted heartwood, no. Thick branches, no. Blotchy skins, I may end up having to go to a lower one. I may not have it because my task item bag is just stuffed full of crap, and these are probably the wrong levels for his actual level. If you can afford it, I would put a task carry-all on every character that you play, so you don't have to swap those around, and that way there you can keep it cleaned out and it just gets the things for the area that they're actually playing in. That would probably be super helpful. Prismatic scales? No, I got carapace. Ah, darn it, that sucks. Do I have anything I can use? Okay, we're going to do a lower one. Let's go over here and do this one. My God, anything? Let's do the bottom one. Dirty filth. Aha! I have 19 dirty filths, so I'm going to take this task. It says I need 10 of them. I'm going to hit accept. I'm going to click down here for the task collection box. This is the collection I currently have, or the task I have. I hit finish. Alright, this is the important thing I was going to show you. So this popped up down here when I did the first one. This is an overarching quest that will pop up, and it is complete 10 tasks. When you complete this, you're going to get a universal crafting ingredient. You can use this when you're crafting to guarantee a crit on the craft. That's important. You want to collect these up. So I'm going to hit accept. So now when I do 10 of those, I'll automatically get that item. When I look in my, I press L, by the way, bring up the quest log. You can see this right here. It says daily task 1 of 6. If you want to spend mithril coins, you can increase the amount that you can do. I think it starts out with 5 and you do something and it automatically rewards you with a 6th one or something like that. Point is, mine's at 6 right now. So every day I can do 6 daily tasks before it won't let me do another one. And you remember that was 10, so you're going to do this 2 days to get that crafting ingredient. You get experience from this. You get, I think you get LI experience as well, legendary item experience as well. So you want to do your task every day if you don't hate doing menial little things like that. You're going to pick up those task items everywhere just playing the game, so you might as well. Another thing I mentioned, LI experience. LI experience, if I hold down, that's, by the way, it's legendary item experience. But if I hit Shift I, that brings up what's called the reward track. You can notice the time remaining on this is 2 months and 28 days. They go 3 months on each of these reward tracks. They start on the left and they go all the way to the right. Each one of them has an experience bar. This experience bar is legendary item experience. So When this goes all the way up to here, you can claim it and go to the next one and keep going and going and going and going. There's all kinds of nifty stuff in here. Some of the things that a lot of us enjoy, which is not necessary for anything, are these little things like this. Incomparable Coffer of the Gaffer's Delight. Contains ancient script in the Gaffer's Delight collection. It's going to be some sort of item, probably cosmetic or something that you can get out of that. If we keep going up here, oh, that was bouncing by 5, wasn't it? And I was missing things, I think. Let me get back down here. Yeah, I did. I missed some stuff. Oof, we went flying, didn't we? I don't like this particular design on this window. I think it could be way better. There he is right there. If it was done as a list, that would be great. I suggested that on the forums, but it didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. I know I saw something cool. To me, cool. You know, may not be cool to you. There. Legendary Coffer of the Deep Claw Whelp. That's going to be a pet. I'm very sure of it. So you can gain a pet from getting that one there at rank 50 of the reward track. Parrot of Darkness. So you can get another pet. That seems cool. And towards the end, if you're into cosmetics and fun stuff like that, you'll always find something that's really cool at the end. This Legendary Coffer of the Eerie Apothecary Housing Bundle. Set of eerie housing decorations in ancient script. Eerie oh man, that sounds awesome. But you're going to have to get all the way to 100 if you want that. Now, for those people that actually play in-game stuff and all that, remember I was talking about the legendary items and I was talking about legendary traceries and about how hard they are to get and how much it hurts you whenever you level up enough and you reforge your legendary item and it turns off your traceries and you're like, I lost my legendary. How do I get these legendaries? Well, this is one way of getting it, and it is very random. This is the random number generator will screw you all the time on this. At the very end of the reward track, you get a coffer of legendary items. That will have a random legendary item in it, which could be the legendary tracery that you're wanting. Likely will not, but that is one way to get that. I don't know. There's so much in this game. There is one other thing I would like to point out. Is there crafting in this area? I don't know. Let me go in here. This is the last thing I'm going to point out before I just go play the game. I promise I will. I'm sorry if I'm just boring the living crap out of you. It's not my intention. Just trying to help all the new players to Lord of the Rings Online.
Hello there.
Well, hello to you too. I want to go to Bree. I need to work on getting my character on Angmar to look more like him. I can't quite get that look correct. I've tried to, but I can't get it right. Let's get on our mount. We'll go up to the crafting hall and we'll take a look at this one last tip. My lord, have I been jabbering for an hour and 4 minutes? It feels like I just started playing the game. Alright. Let's come over here. Let's go to Taylor. Gonna keep this real simple. I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to look at, this will be fine. Yeah, good. All right, when you're crafting something, you may make the same mistake I made long ago of thinking that whatever you see here is what you're going to get. Like if I put this over this up here, my mouse over this, it tells me I'm going to get a so-and-so 54 armor, 9 will, 5 vitality, 8 fate. If I crit, this is important, critical, if I crit while I'm crafting it, I get the critical version. 59 armor, 10 will, 6 vitality, and 12 fate. Now remember I said that's all you get, right? Wrong. Look right up here at the top right. Select output. We're on 1 of 3. We go to 2 of 3. It's got a will, vitality, critical rating. What was the first one? Sometimes these things aren't different. It is different. All right, will, vitality, and fate. And let's look at number 3. Number 3 has got will, vitality, and fate. It's the same as number 1. It's what I said. Over years, they've kind of not done a good job in some of these, and sometimes they end up being like they're the same. But notice this one is very different. This one's got critical rating. My point being is you want to look up here to see if you have options whenever you're crafting something, because you may not realize that there's actually options that will make it different. And this is going to match down here. It's just going to be increased values. So there's will, vitality, and critical rating, but it's increased. The other thing is your critical chance. Right now it's at 25%. If I use these items that I'm getting while I'm out harvesting, so they just naturally have them, I have 118 of them, that's going to up it by 45%. So if I check that, you see I'm up to 70%. If I want a 100%, remember I said do those tasks? It's because you're getting universal optional crafting something ingredient. When you click 2 and you click that, you're at 100%. So you see now why you want to do your task every day, so that every other day you're going to get one of these and you just keep collecting those suckers up, is you can guarantee yourself crits when you're crafting your stuff. Right? That's all I wanted to show you about that. Alrighty. If anybody has any questions about anything in particular, let me know. I will be more than happy to tell you things that are incorrect. Oops, I did not want to do that. What was that ability? I thought that was my pipe smoking thing. Oh, this one is. So, at any rate, we're going to get into some gameplay now. I know it's been an hour and I lost my spot where I was looking, an hour and 7 minutes, but we're going to actually play the game now. Imagine that. Alright, so let's head back out to the Rise of Isengard area. Let's see what I've got set here. Grimbold's camp, so on and so forth. Let's just take it and see where it puts us, and we'll go from there. Actually, hold on, I just realized something. Does he have? He does. Okay, that's the Mirkwood one. I got some items here I have not used on him yet. The thing is, every time you buy a coffer or whatever, or an expansion or something, you'll get these free things, and you just have to know that every character you load up, brand new or not, you're going to have this stuff that you in your bags that you need to open and use. Oh, that was just cosmetics there. We don't need those. Wish there was a faster way to delete things. You just got to kind of do this. We'll get there eventually. Okay, so that's not where it was. It's going to be over. Not there, I'm sorry. Collections is what I'm looking for. Oh, I don't have that set up. This is an interesting little tip. Down here at the bottom, you got all these little buttons and stuff, and you got this drop down right here. If you click that drop down, it'll bring up your options directly to that point, and you can set these up to anything you want. So like number 7, I always set that to collections. What is that one? I don't use quest log because I just hit L for that. Instead, I use reputation. And is that one character panel? We don't need that, but we'll set that to something else later. Just hit accept afterwards. Now down here I can just click that, and it's, what the heck, oh, that went weird, it kind of froze for a second. We don't want it to be that big. I'm looking for emotes. Sinuses are so bad every single day. Move is what I'm looking for. We're going to put move whimsy down here and move default here. The other one is we're looking for, let me type whimsical to find it. It's milestone. Milestone. Whimsical and Merkwood. Alright, so the reason I put the normal one down there is if I put these are ones that continue to happen on and on. It doesn't just happen once when you do these emotes. Most of them, 99% of your emotes, you just click it, it does something. This will affect you going forward. So I'm going to do this move whimsy. You have to have bought the whimsical coffer to have it. Whenever I run now, he walks like Tom Bombadil. Alright? And if you walk, the reason I like it, if you put yourself in walk, by the way, that's the insert key, I believe, unless I've changed that and it's not the default, but that's what I have. He's got a really cool looking walk now. And the whimsical, I like that a lot. Now, to get rid of whimsical, because you'll be there until the day you die, you use move, where'd it go? Move default. So I click that, I'm back to normal. If I walk, notice now he doesn't hold his staff when he walks. I would give anything if they'd make it to where that you could put the whimsical walk on and the normal run on. So I don't have to run like Tom Bombadil all the time, but have the cool walk. That's what I want. The other one is an all-time thing as well. So once you click it, you'll be using that until you click a different one of it. And that is the milestone stuff. So the whimsy one, whenever I go somewhere, like I was going to do, I'm going to click here. See, it's got this really cool animation. Now I'm going to end it before we get there because I don't want to, because I want to show you the other one. This is the Merkwood one for milestone. So he smokes his pipe, and then this thing swirls around him until it engulfs him, and we disappear. They're neat little things, fluff things. They cost money for these coffers. The point is you want to watch the store, see what coffer they put out every once in a while, and determine if you want to spend the actual money to get it. You cannot get the whimsical, you cannot get the Merkwood anymore. They're limited time things. They are FOMO things, fear of missing out. That's how they make extra money that way. So just watch those to determine if there's one that you really like. I like the whimsical because I really like the whimsical walk, and I really like the whimsical milestone ability when I'm porting. I like it a lot. So that's the last of those things. Let's go kill stuff. Okay, we have a quest right out here. I think that's going to be part of the epic. It is, so we're going to go work on that. When people say epic, by the way, there are epic books throughout this game, all throughout it. Many epic books. That is the main storyline of the game. I actually don't want to be on that mount. I want to be on this mount. There we are.
These men need to be stronger. I need to make them stronger.
Find a warrior and an archer and fight with them, Lorender. Perhaps your example will teach them something. Alright? Why is it? It's like we got a lot of lag today on the server. There it goes. It took forever for that to do something. It's like I'm just trying to get off my mount and it's taking a while. I really like the new legendary servers. They're 64-bit servers, and they seem to be running really good. And I can't wait till they get those moved over to these. See, like I right-clicked on him, but I'm just waiting for the screen to come up.
I am ready to show you the strength of my arm.
Alright, then fight me already. Oh my god, this is painful. The server is very lagged today. Very, very lagged today.
You believe you can best me in training. Prove it is so.
I will as soon as it lets me. There we are. Alright. I don't know that we're going to be able to play this morning. We may have to go to the legendary server. Because this is just so slow.
What do you think of their abilities?
I think their abilities were okay, but they had no idea they were going up against a wizard. Well, what do you think of their abilities? Are they made of stern enough stuff to stand against the forces of Saruman? You be held within Isengard. Athelard sighs heavily. They will have to do. You should find Rungar and help him with the training of his riders. He is just to the north of Grimbold's camp. Where are we headed? Up here. Alright. Those of you coming from other MMOs, by the way, you're probably used to plugins. You want to search out there, Google search for Lotro plugin compendium, I think it's called. Get that, install it, that's all you need. Inside there you can search the different plugins, read about them, click a button and it installs them, click another button to update them. Whenever they need updating, it is the way to go. I use a few of my own that I love, not my own, I'm sorry, a few that I love to use are Deed Tracker. I love Deed Tracker, love it a lot. Voyager, or Voyage, Voyager. I use that one a whole lot as well. And this one back here is called Opaque something or another. Just remember the word opaque. Basically, it puts this opaque background and you can set that underneath your quest tracker, because for some reason they don't have a way to make it easy to see. I don't know why in 16 years they haven't fixed that, but they have.
My men are practicing a technique to help them fight from horseback.
A technique that will snare their opponents with careful aim. My men can ensnare their enemy's legs with a thrown net. It will help them. It will then keep the foemen from attacking until our footmen can close the distance. Gather up the nets they have already thrown and bring them to me, Lorender, and I will give them to new riders. This is something they must master if we are to be as effective as we must be. Oh, super important tip. Super important tip. Super important tip. There is an let me go into options. Go to key mapping. There it is. Select nearest item. You'll want to set this to something. Mine is the num, because I use the num keys a lot. Mine's the num asterisk. And then oh god, I don't know what this one's called. I just need to look for a slash, because this is so helpful. Well, it's going to not be just slash, it's num slash forward. There. Use selection. I got mine set up on the numpads, the num forward slash. Again, set up to whatever you want. Here's why. Clicking on stuff can be a pain in the pain in the ass in Lord of the Rings Online. Sometimes they're easy to click on, sometimes they're not. By clicking the button that selects the nearest actionable item, notice it automatically selected this one that's right to my left. By hitting the button that uses the selected item, he runs over there and he does it. Yes, thank you, I love it. And the mayor's making a motorcade on my street. Sheer chaos. Well, that's interesting. That was in chat just now. Tell them to cut it out. You're busy playing Lord of the Rings Online. They're distracting you. So yeah, you really want to do this. This is a big time help using that selector and action item button. It saves you so much time. Also, by the way, F10 will select a NPC near you, and you can hit that.
Very good.
Use selection, action, whatever, and it'll do the same thing.
Improving with each pass.
Once they have mastered it, we will be better prepared to face any unmounted foe that comes. The Eldred will wish to see you. He is somewhere in the camp to the south, I expect. Tell my prince that the riders are becoming more skilled at the technique he suggested, and that I have some craftsmen working on more nets. Alright, so I think we're going back to... Yep. By the way, if you're wondering how I get back on my mount so easily or so quickly, there's a button in the key mappings, I'm not going to go look for it right now, that says something along the lines of mount, last mount, something. So once you have gotten on a mount, from then on you can just hit that button, it'll keep using that exact same mount, so you don't have to go click it on your hotbar from that point forward. If the names, because this happens, disappears in the game, I don't know, it's a bug, it's been around forever, just hit N to turn them off and N again to turn them on. But you'll have them on and go someplace, like when I first got here and you saw it did not say Theodred, Prince of Rohan above his name, above his head, so I had to turn it off and back on to get that to show up. I hope one of these years they fix that bug, but that's the way
We
to get
need
around
every
it.
man to be ready, for what I have in mind is dangerous.
Your news is welcome, my friend. We need every man, he just said that. If we wait until Saruman's army is ready, we cannot hope to hold the ford against him. We do not have the men. Your report of the size of Saruman's force has it much larger than I feared. If we can catch him before he is ready, we might strike such a blow that his force will be sent into disarray. He is wise, yes, and is the wise man not cautious? He will see that we have taken him by surprise, and he will retreat behind his walls, and he will continue to grow his army until he is certain we cannot oppose him. Every day that goes by, a day in our favor. Is a day in our favor, sorry. Size of his army is of no account as long as it stays within Isengard. Let it stay there forever. We must make him uncertain enough of his success that he never moves it. That is my proposal. If you are still willing to help us, Grimbold has asked that you ride with him. Okay. And he is right outside here. How come I didn't see that chat come up over here? I'm in the multi-stream, but I did not see that one come up. It says Guild Wars 2 is pretty solid. I'm trying to get back into Lotro, but the lag is pretty bad. Alright, so here's my thing on that. Number one, you're right, the lag is bad. It's server-side lag. But if you are a subscriber, you're a VIP, you have access to 2 brand new Lotro servers. They are the legendary servers. They are called Veil of the Nine servers. There's one actually housed in a data center in Europe, that is the Mordor server, and there's one in the US, that's the Angmar server. If you go over and oh, I missed him. Oh, he's further up there. If you go over and create on one of those servers, you are going to notice a very, very sharp decrease in server side lag. Those are 64-bit servers. It's their first 64-bit servers. They're testing them on them, and eventually they should come to the other servers. But that's how you can get around the lag, is go play on the Angmar server. And it's a lot of fun. The Veil of the Nine servers, the Angmar and Mordor server, have a special mechanic. Wraiths pop out all over the place and beat the crap out of you. And at the max level, which is around 50 now, or max level is 50 now because the first expansion is not out on that server yet, so it's just the original content right now, there are Nazgul that will pop out that will beat the crap out of everybody. So it's an interesting server.
Prince Theodred's plan is a daring one, but there is wisdom in it.
He is like his father. In this, he does not shy away from using his strength where it is necessary. I would like you by my side during this daring strike, Lorundor. We will plant the seed of doubt in Saruman's mind, and he may think twice before sending his army forth.
Prince Theodred's plans are set forth on the map table. We begin at dawn.
Study them to acquaint yourself with them. We will begin at dawn on the 25th. We will strike Saruman hard and fast and use his own caution against him. So long as he thinks his army is not ready to march and must remain behind the walls of Isengard, it will be of no threat to Rohan. Okay, so somewhere over here, where is this one? Ah, down here. Oh, the map. Okay. So, there we are. Whoops. That did not work. You study the maps placed upon the table and consider Theodred's plan. First, he must determine what defenses to leave at the ford of Eisen. Then he will ride north to Isengard with a host of riders. The attack will begin at dawn. This is a solo quest and cannot be completed with a fellowship. Alright, travel now. That's upsetting that it's not showing both chats.
Dawn came swiftly on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared to conduct his daring strike.
I wonder how I can make that, because it was doing it the other day. Now it's only showing me Twitch chat, not YouTube as well. Good to know. It's so hard to read because it's tiny. Good to know. Thanks. I had a max level, can't read it, ages ago, but it sounds like that server got taken down. I can't get him back anymore, so I'm going through the campaign again. Oh, understood. Alright, so let's talk to Theodred. There is a ton of people, by the way, playing on Angmar and Mordor. Ton. It is a lot of fun. But again, you have to have a subscription or a lifetime VIP to be able to play on those servers. I hope you have awakened refreshed, Lorunder. I doubt not. This will be a long day. I have a few matters left undone, which must be resolved. Then we will ride. I will need many men at my side at Isengard, but we must not leave the ford undefended. Who did you have in mind to command the riders we leave behind? Kata was my first choice. His brother Edwig already spoke to me, desiring a place in our host. Their mother is old, and if our attack on Isengard goes ill, I would not deprive her of both her sons. Come, Lorandor, we will tell Sinston to deliver this message. My prince. If it does not, we will make our own fortune, my friend. Sinston, is everything all right? What are you looking for? My prince, it is nothing. I misplaced one of my bracers, that is all. It will turn up, I am sure. I need you to cross to the east bank with a message for Kata. Tell him he is to remain here with his men and to hold the ford against whatever may come. You want him to stay here? I will tell him, but he will not like it. Kata is a man of Rohan and will understand what is needed of him. I will not advance through the front gate to victory while leaving the postern gate open to the enemy. Someone must stay to hold the ford in the event I have misjudged Saramon's mind. Theodred lowers his voice and addresses you quietly. You should go with Sinston to deliver my words, Lorander. He is untested by battle, and the men see him still as a green boy. Kata may be less bristly towards my esquire if you are there as well. I need a word with Athelard before we go. He is not pleased at the quality of the spears we have, but it is too late to make more. They will have to suffice. Athelard, where are you? Tell me why these spears are unsatisfactory. I hope you don't mind getting your feet wet again, Lorander. Kata is on the east bank of the river, and the stones can be treacherous. This way. You have been in some battles, Lorander? Yes, I have. Of course you have. May I ask you a question? Indeed. You have come a long way from your homeland, Lorander, and you have seen a great deal of danger. These battles in which you have fought, when you were embroiled in the thick of them, were you frightened? I cannot ask this of the men. They would think me a coward. But I am already frightened, and we have not yet begun to march. Well, I will be with Theodred, and he has never known fear. I could not bear to bring shame upon my family or my prince. Thank you for listening, friend. I will follow your example and not give in to these doubts. Kata, are you here? You are to remain here with your men to hold the ford. It is the will of the prince. I should not be left behind. My place is at the front of the column with my prince. Kata's eyes flash angrily at you from beneath the rim of his helmet. I will do as I am commanded, but I wish it were not necessary. My men will hold the fort against whatever comes as my prince desires. But I think we wait here uselessly, while our brothers and our friends ride into battle against the armies of Saruman. I understand the need for it, but I chafe at the need and do not want to sit here in idleness with Prince Theodred while Prince Theodred rides into danger. Gather to me, men of Rohan. I did tell the prince that Kata would not be happy about staying here. You heard me tell him that. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes and see if I can find my missing bracer. You should cross the ford again and tell the prince that the ford will be defended while we are away. Yeah, let's just run through the water. I'm not afraid of water. Let's see here. How do you have your UI so big? I've tried to make some boxes bigger and it's not working. Aha! Great question. So, there's a lot of different pieces to make it work, and it is annoying. I'm not going to lie. It is annoying. But in your options, go to your UI, scroll down. You'll find these things here. The slider bars. There's going to be a bunch of them down here. Here they are. So there's various different ones. Like my quest tracker, you can see normally this is where that if you're an adult you can't read it at all. I put it up here where the actual adults can read it. So yeah. Quick slot bars. I don't think. Okay, that's that one over there. Yeah, actually, I want those bigger. Yeah. Radar. That looks good. I haven't messed with these in quite a while. What about the toolbar? Oh God, yes. I haven't. Oh, that's readable. Y'all can't read it because the thing down there is in the way. Wish there's a way to fix that for y'all, but then I don't have my lovely Pharaoh the Gnome thing across the bottom. That ruins it all. But I do like the size of that. I can see it now. It's incredible. Need to get this chat to where I can see it better. There we are. That's better. Wow. I wish. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Vitals. Oh, holy crap! Yeah, I can make that bigger. So as you can see, I haven't messed with these as much either. I don't know where that one's changing. I don't see that one doing anything. Soldier vitals, escort vitals. Oh, these are the people that you're escorting and stuff. Let's make that bigger too. Now you got me messing with it. Alright, I'm gonna hit accept. So yeah, that's how you deal with it. Alright, so let's go chat with the prince over here. All is ready then. Kata will hold the east bank of the ford with the men at his command, and the rest of us will ride north to Isengard. The Eored will follow my lead, and Grimbold will dismount and command the foot as a separate unit if the terrain off the road warrants it. Athelard will call the mark for his archers. It will be some hours before we are in sight of Isengard. It is best we get started. Mount your steed, Lorunder, and talk to Grimbold. Let us ride together, Lorunder. Let us bring news of our defiance to Saruman himself. I agree.
Prince Theodred left riders at the ford of Isen to guard the passage into Rohan, and he went north with a second group to Isengard.
You can't turn down that volume without turning down everything. I wish they would fix that. Maybe the game's only been out for 16 years. Let's give them another 5-10 years. I'll get that changed. Let's see here. Grimbold. It is a pleasant morning for riding, Lorundor, if it stays thus, and we will be at Isengard by midday and have brought Saruman to heel not long after. Let us catch up to the prince and get a good view of the road ahead. I'm just kind of going slow than fast, slow than fast, because they're riding medium and I don't have medium. My prince, what is the word from ahead? We will know soon. I sent Hildred on ahead to scout the road. We are nearby there, Lorander. I can smell the stench of the Isengard even from here. Oh, by the way, inside these boxes, the quest things, there's this little thing down here. You can make those bigger where an adult can read them. Continue. Look, he returns to us. Prince Theodred. There are orcs and half-orcs outside the walls, but their numbers is not great. We have taken the wizard unaware. Perhaps. Do not celebrate yet, Hildred. The battle is still unfought. This news lightens my heart, but we must not forget that Saruman is devious. This strike will remind him we are not to be lightly set aside, and that he is not immune to attack. Any more than that is more than I expect. The dawn has passed. It will be midday when we move to the next stage of my plan. Ready yourself for what comes next, Lorandor. We have several hours' ride ahead of us, Lorandor. Then we will see if Saruman is prepared to face me in battle, or if he will cower behind his walls in perpetual caution. Who am I supposed to... Hold on, what am I missing here? Am I supposed to click on this again? I think I am. Hold on, let me get this off here. I just realized that's there, taking up space. You study the mass placed on the table, blah blah blah. He thinks to arrive outside Angmar by midday. Alright, good. Travel now.
Theodred came to the gates of Isengard by midday, and the Uruks arrayed before him, readied for his assault. We lined up, ready to charge.
Hildred spoke true. There are orcs outside the walls, but their numbers should not be a problem for us, Lorander. Let us see what they think of my riders. Rohirrim! Our foes lie before us. See them assembled outside their walls. Grimbold, have your archers send our greeting to Saruman. With pleasure, my prince. Archers, come forward! Volley! Grimbold, take Lorander and attack from their flank while our riders harry them. We will cut through the brush on this side of the road, Lorander, and attack our enemy's flank. This way, Lorander, on foot. Look, the riders have begun their attack. Indeed they have. Let us join them in the flank. Do you hear that, Lorander? Someone is coming! Deed bestowed. Defeat half-orcs in Dunwyn. That was not all of them, Lorander. Stay alert! Oh, why did my button not work? Oh, because we're lagged. More half-orcs approach. Yeah, that was not the button I was trying to use. I'm just trying some of my new abilities I haven't used much. I don't need to use them, I'm just wanting to. I know people be like, what are you doing? That's not the ability to hit there. It's like, okay, guys. Here comes another, and it sounds like a big one. Oh, thank you. Grimbold! Rungar, we thought you were an enemy. Prince Theodred has routed the enemy. Victory is ours, Lorunder. Grimbold, come with me, and we will send them howling back into the ring of Isengard. We will send them back to Saruman.
Our victory was short-lived. All was still as the gates of Isengard swung open. Out boiled a mighty force of Saruman's Uruks. They sought to surround us, and Theodred ordered a retreat.
We are outnumbered, Lorunder. The prince has ordered a retreat, but first we must survive this attack. Our riders have managed to net some of our foes, attack the netted Uruks, and keep them from breaking through. They will try to drive some of the others away. With pleasure. Here's a fire for you and a frost for you. Oh, you want some too? I got something for you. There you go. Let's do this guy here. Have some lightning. Is that all of them? Oh, there's some more netted guys. You can have a lightning, and you can have a lightning, and you can have a lightning. We can all have lightnings. Are you Lorunder? You are. We have to get out of here. Shouts of despair and cries of terror rise from the pockets of Rohirrim, still fighting for their lives. The archer looks at you with fear in his eyes and throws his bow down in the dust. The day is lost. There are too many Uruks. The men begin to break for the road back to the ford, and all sense of order is lost. That was narrator part. The men begin to break for the road back to the ford, and all sense of order is lost as the Uruks gather on all sides. This is a fast series of events. Speaking on caps lock. Let's see here. I really do wish it was all voiceovered. Unfortunately, it is not. We got another one. Okay, it's a series of little instances for this particular story element here. You study the maps and blah blah blah. If all goes well, the prince should have victory by afternoon. If all goes well, we'll find out.
We formed up between Theodred and our foes, fighting for our lives and his. There seemed to be no end to the Uruks.
This is far enough, Lorunder. Let us turn and face our pursuers. We must give Prince Theodred some time to move further south. We have to give Prince Theodred time. Here they come. Why can I not target him? That was weird. It's like I can't get that guy in front of me. Okay, I've got him. It's just the targeting circle is underneath the road. That's why I couldn't see it. Stand your ground! Colors, armor, and looks of Rohan soldiers. Very awesome. Yeah, it's awesome looking, honestly. We must fall back! Hurry! More foes! Deal with that, scum. Can I not click him? There it goes. Wow, it's not working. Maybe I'm not supposed to fight him. What am I supposed to do? Fight off the attackers. Oh, he's fighting that one and I'm fighting these others. Sometimes these scripted story events don't make a whole lot of sense as to what you're supposed to do. We are doing well, Lorunder. Every second we give to Prince Theodred is a second unwasted. So long as we stand, Rohan stands with us. Oh no. Edwig has taken a grievous blow. Well, let's go get him. Time for fighting is over. Run! But I wanted... Okay, let's go! There's no victory here. We have to run! They will be on us in moments, Lorunder. Let me gather the men about us and ready them for this last assault. Gather to me! Saruman's hammer stroke will soon be upon us. Our prince has gotten to safety, but we cannot allow this force to reach him. Captain, a rider approaches. What? It's Willereth. Captain, a second force of Uruks has come to the ford in secret. Kata has been driven back into Rohan. Prince Theodred is in danger. 1,000 curses upon Saruman, who sent a second force of Uruks to the ford on the other side of the river. We have to get back to the prince at once. Without Kata at the ford, Prince Theodred cannot drive them off with the few men he has in his party. We cannot die here. We have to get back to the ford at once to save Prince Theodred. He will be caught between the hammer and the anvil of Saruman.
The Uruks pursued us as we fled, and the riders Theodred left at the ford were driven away by their onslaught. The prince was forced onto the island in the middle of the river, attacked from both sides, and we could not reach him. All seemed lost.
When the sun sets on the 25th of February, Theodred expects to return to the ford with newfound confidence in his defenses. Perhaps it will be so.
Our prince was trapped in the middle of the River Isen. We had to fight through the line of Uruks to reach him.
Death to the forces of Saruman! Death to them all! Quickly, Lorander, we must get to the water's edge and see what has happened to the prince. Lorander, fight only those who get in our way. We must get to the water. There is no time, Lorander. Prince Theodred is beset on all sides. We have to cross the river and break through the ring that surrounds him. Look, Theodred. It's hard pressed on all sides, but something or other. Oh no, the prince has fallen! Someone fights on, keeping the Uruks at bay. It is Sinston, the prince's esquire. Oh, Sinston is no more. Well, 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 there is a face I have seen before. Lorander, I thought we would not meet again. The old man was not pleased to lose you as his guest. He was very cross with Morflack. But in his wisdom he sent me forth to gain his forgiveness, and with a simple mission. All I needed to do was kill the horse prince. I have done this, and more beside. And now I will settle the score with you. Looks like you will not. Enough, gather to me, boys. Finish this maggot once and for all. Morflack's attention is drawn to the eastern bank of the ford, but before you can take advantage of his inattention, you are yourself rooted to the spot with wonder. A line of riders has come from Rohan, and the courage of the Uruks melts away as the Rohirrim prepare to charge.
And yet, as the sun set and our hopes with it, the sound of a horn signaled the arrival of a new force on the far side of the river. Elfhelm riding hard from Helm's Deep, with many riders at his call. The Uruks retreated before him, and the day was saved, but much was lost that could not be regained.
This is indeed a daring move, and the prince expects it to renew Saruman's caution. By nightfall, who knows what the situation may be? It could be that night will bring with it renewed hope for Rohan. There are other possibilities as well, but they are darker and more grim.
Night fell on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared for one last journey. A journey to lands we know not.
You are Lorunder. Grimbold spoke to me of you. He says you fought bravely today. Elfhelm looks across the waters of the Isen into the distance. Many men fought bravely today. For many a man this was his last battle. I rode hard from Helm's Deep once Saruman's forces were spotted. With that we got here sooner. Grimbold is with the prince. You should go to him. Lorunder. Prince Theodred's wounds are grievous, Lorunder. He does not have much time left. I've given him a bedroll and tried to make him as comfortable as I can, but he shakes his head, a haunted look in his eyes. I am a veteran of many wars, Lorunder, and have seen death in all its forms, but to see Theodred King's heir like this, more than my prince will die tonight. I fear Rohan dies with him. Grimbold, my prince, I am here. Is the ford? Is it? We still hold the ford, my prince. The Uruks have retreated to Isengard. Good. We need to keep. We will hold the ford. Saruman cannot break us, Prince Theodred. Elfhelm, I thought I saw your shield. You did, my prince. I rode down the great orc that gave you that wound. His courage deserted him, and I planted my spear in his back. Courage. Sinston, where is he? You need your rest, my prince. We will speak of Sinston another time. Grimbold, I am not a child. Sinston fell defending you from the orcs, my prince. He was very brave. Lorunder, I want you to know. Theodred coughs weakly. He is clearly near the end of his strength. My father cannot stand alone. He closes his eyes for a moment but keeps speaking. My father, the king. He needs allies if Rohan is to survive. He will have them. All of us will aid Theoden King. We will stand by him. Aye, we are sworn to the king. You will be with him, my prince. We will bring you to Edoras. No. Leave me here. I will keep the ford. Ylmer. Prince Theodred is dead. We will bury him here, as was his wish, alongside his men. They will not return to Rohan, but will keep the ford alongside their prince until the end of all days. I am ready for this day to be done, Lorunder. I know it is the same with you. That looks like that's the end of those packs of instances. We actually have a person to go talk to now.
We have lost much this day, but we cannot despair. We must not.
This was no accident, Lorander. Saruman sought to slay our prince, and he succeeded. With that accomplished, he is content to have his forces retreat. This is a hollow victory. We hold the ford, but the loss of Theodred is too much for Rohan to bear. Saruman accomplished what he wished this day, but there will come another day, and when it does, he will seek to cross the Isen and move into Rohan. My men and I will stand against him, and if you will stand with us, we may stand longer. These dark days grow darker still. Rest now, while you can, Lorander.
It has been a long day. We could all use a rest.
We have held the ford, but have lost Prince Theodred, and that weighs heavily upon my mind. I fear the doom of Rohan is near. My men are tired, weary in body and mind, and we cannot stop it. Go south of here to the milestone located in this camp. You will find a bedroll you can use there. Take your rest while you can. You may not have another opportunity for a while, and we will need you to be ready. Oh, while we are here, let me go back into the options. I need to click somebody because I want to see that up there on the screen. Actually, we don't. Well, yeah. Which one is that? That's a target. I don't know. Opponents. That's what I was looking for. Now let's go into control / so we can move it around. We'll move it right there. And we'll hit accept. Perfect. Alright. The bedroll is uncomfortable, and you can feel every jutting stone of the hard ground through it. Even so, you are so exhausted by the events of the day that you fall into a troubled sleep.
You should get what rest you can, my friend, and try not to dwell upon the horrors of the battle. Perhaps things will seem less grim by the light of day.
Nothing moves within Grimbold's camp. Theodred. You know Theodred did not die at this place, but the sight of the fallen prince still fills you with regret, and with worry for the future of his kingdom. The dream holds you in its grip and refuses to let you go. I think you might be asleep, Lorander. Candith, the ranger, stands before you, an eyebrow raised. Candith looks around at the corpse-strewn camp. Your journey must have been an arduous one, Lorander, if this is the tapestry of your dreaming. May you find restful sleep at the end of your road, my friend, for I fear you will have little of that for a while. Walk with me away, Lorander. There are some things we need to discuss. How do you UI so big? Oh, it's in the options. In the options you go in, there's little slide bars in the UI area, and you move those left and right, and then once they've gotten too big, to put them in correct places, you need to hold control / so you can put it into UI editing mode and move them around. That is why we brave the darkness. Let me see if I can get back to NPC speech. I have that on one of mine here somewhere. There we are. All of us have left someone behind. That is why we brave the darkness. We fight so they may see the dawn. Do not lose sight of who you are, my friend, and do not despair. I would give my life 1,000 times to be even the smallest help to Aragorn, my chieftain. That is what it means to be one of the Dunedain. It was no different for these men of Rohan or for their prince. They strove to protect their people and would do so again if given the opportunity. Weep for the need of it, but do not mourn their choice. I know they must be content. Someone comes. Let us meet him at the gate and keep him from further disturbing your rest. Hurry, this way. He is close. He is your own foe to face, Lorunner. I will not be able to help you stand against him, and you will be on your own. Let the knowledge that you have already proven the stronger lighten your heart and bring you courage. Oh, it's Morflack. Well, I got something for you, Morflack. Oh, it won't let me attack him. Lorunner! Is he going to talk or just run past me? I can't read what he said. You'll never escape me. My hatred lives on. Steady, Lorunner. His weapon is fear. Do not be afraid. You cannot hope to defeat me. Well, let's see about that. Hold my L, buddy. God, they put the text way above him so you cannot see it. It says, you will not escape. You will never escape. And the Riders of Rohan came and destroyed him. Your dreaming mind roams far afield, Lorunner. In sleep you are much like a ranger. I hope you do not mind my saying so. Candace chuckles, but the pleasant familiarity of the sound rings hollowly in the still of the air of the dream, and is soon gone. Our friends have their own road now, Lorunner. May they reach Aragorn in time to be of use to him. It is my hope the most dangerous leg of their journey is behind them, but I fear it is not so. He's speaking of the hobbits. How much hardship will our friends face before the end? So much has been lost already. Galador. He lost a daughter, and he almost lost himself. Galador stands before you, tall and proud, but his eyes burn with fire, and his lip is twisted into a sneer. I will not rest until he dies. Mordorith! Lou Brennan! Oh, I hated Lou Brennan. Wanted to kill him. You must die. This way, Lorunner. Galador has something, I didn't get to read that, has passed beyond your help. Other of our friends dwell in your thoughts, Lorunner. Ah, Lothrindir. Lothrindir stands before you, struggling against his bonds, but his eyes show no sign of despair. Defiance shines from those wells of blue, and his mouth is a resolute line. Lothrindir resists, that is all he knows, and he will never submit to his captors. I fear he does not know any better. The only one who can save Lothrindir now is Lothrindir. Calenglad. Calenglad stares out at the lake, his eyes glassy. He takes no notice of you. Gwyndeth. Gwyndeth, are you there? I should not have left you, Gwyndeth. It was a mistake. I am not strong enough for this duty. Candith, Bregiar, so many of my friends, I failed them, but I will not fail you, my love. Oh, that's right, he wasn't talking about the hobbits. The Rangers have gotten split up at this point. Calenglad! Your thoughts turn to your friends, but remember, you are held in the grip of your dreams. Nothing you have seen here is real, Lorunner, and I am sure our friends will be fine. Kenneth does not sound as certain as you might wish, and you cannot help but wonder if that is proof of your own worrying, doubt, or something more. What is this place, Lorunner? That river could be the Anduin, but have you ever seen this place? I wonder what has called it to your memory. Someone else is here, Lorunner. The time has come for me to leave you again. Good night, my friend. Ah! What is it, Mr. Frodo? You don't look well, and have not since we came back to the shore. That shape won't be coming back, I wager. Legolas saw to that with his arrows he did, and good thing it was, too. You clutched your shoulder when it appeared, and looked to be in a great deal of pain. Are you sure you are feeling all right? I am fine, Sam. I felt a chill in my heart, and the pain in my shoulder reminded me of... Well, it is gone now. Nothing more than a passing memory. I think we'll be fine for a while. The orcs that attacked from the other shore were dismayed by the fall of whatever that shadow may have been, and yet every paddle stroke on the river brings us further south, and as it does, my heart sinks southward still. Tonight the bow... cannot read. Tonight the bow of Legolas saved us, but for how long will our fortune hold? I am sorry, Sam. I do not want you to worry. I will be fine, Sam. Whatever that creature was, it is gone now. Gimli says that shape we saw in the sky was a Balrog. You don't think it was, do you, Mary? I didn't get a good look at it, but that's what Gimli said. A Balrog, he said. You don't think it was, do you? How are you feeling, Pip? When that winged shadow came out from behind the cloud, I thought we were done for. I was wrong, though. Thank goodness for the quick wits and quicker bowstrings of elves. I don't want to think too much about that dark shape, at least not tonight. Maybe the memory will be less frightening in the daylight tomorrow. It was a good shot, Legolas. I will give you that. But up close, nothing can best an axe in the hand of one of Durin's folk. If that winged shadow had come just a hair lower, I would have proven it, and you would have saved an arrow. Your gift has proved useful, I grant that, but when I can make use of the Lady Galadriel's gift to me, you will see a thing of wonder and beauty. Our journey leads us from danger into greater danger. To have lost Gandalf, to be pursued by orcs from behind, and to paddle into them ahead. What awaits us further down the river? And Gollum is still behind us. If he were not so cunning, perhaps I could catch him with an arrow, but it seems he has learned something about staying alive. In your hands, the bow of Galadriel is deadly indeed, Legolas. The entire company is in your debt. Did you mark how the shadow's fall dismayed the orcs on the far shore? I feel they will not attack us again tonight. My guess is that our clever waterman set them on us. We have evaded his tricks thus far. May our fortune hold. Boromir stands apart from the rest of the group, staring across the water to the far bank, but every now and then his eyes drift in the direction of the hobbits. Aragorn. I will take the first watch. It went away too fast. The little folk need their rest. They have been through much tonight. No, Boromir, we cannot stop tonight. It is too dangerous to stay here. The orcs have retreated for now, but we are still being watched. Your friends are gone, but something else has come.
So they were here, yes, precious. Sneaking and creeping, precious. Floating and hiding, no splishing and splashing. Like the fishes, Gollum. Gollum!
The creature Gollum stares past you with its eyes like lamps, but even in the grip of the dream you feel a chill at the thought you might be seen.
Are you nice, fishy? Tasty. We need to keep up our strength, Gollum. Gollum, Gollum. We can't take the precious if our hands are too weak to wrap and squeeze. We needs our strength. Tasty, fishy. Eat. And we follows the precious, Gollum. Gollum.
As you touch the sword, vivid color returns to the world. You are all alone. Candith is gone. Your friends are gone. You hear someone stumbling through the reeds. Lorunda, where are you? I cannot see you. Lorunda, where are you? Who is that? What is that? Something is coming. Lorunda, where are you? The darkness is all around you. It flies with winged speed to endanger our secret purpose. Lorunda, you must come to Lothlorien. Come to Lothlorien and bring the ghost. So cold. As you stare at Nona's lifeless body lying among the mist and the reeds, you feel the waking world beginning to rip away the veil of sleep from your eyes.
The veil of sleep passes from your eyes, but the memory of what you have seen remains. The meaning of these troubled dreams, however, remains hidden to you.
That's how these expansions go. Is like you'll have like some form of epic storytelling of something at the beginning, and then you'll have a lot of storytelling arcing across areas and different quest hubs and so to speak, you know, and side stories and stuff like that. Then when you get to the end of it, you'll have a lot of big storytelling elements there as well, and that's what we basically just went through as the ending, or close to the ending, of the Rise of Isengard expansion. Yep, Book 6, Chapter 1. We just finished Book 5, so that's what that was the ending of Book 5.
You had a bad dream. Such things are to be expected after a battle.
Grimbold's expression becomes darker and more concerned as you tell him what you remember of the troubling dream. This is not merely a bad dream, Lorunda. This is elf magic of the worst sort. You've dallied with strange peoples and mysterious forces and are now caught in their net. If you were not so valuable in a fight, I would command you to leave and never return. You cannot leave my sight quickly enough.
This dream of yours is an omen of dangerous times ahead.
I will not force you to leave, my friend. You have been too valuable an ally. But heed this warning, elf magic or not. This dream of yours is an omen of dangerous times ahead. It must steer your steps, but whether it steers them to good or ill, I cannot say. This I know, however. It is not your fate to stand with us again. Can you understand any of what you saw within the fog of sleep? You tell Grimbold that you do know of someone to whom the dreams seem to refer, the girl Nona, who called herself Wadu's ghost for a time and swore vengeance on Dunlendines in the pay of Saruman. You must begin by finding this girl, then. If she sought to slay Dunlendines, she is certain to be somewhat within the gap of Rohan. Somewhere within the gap of Rohan. They gather in Wolf's Cleft, and the gap teems with them. Go to Wilfrith in Forthbrand to the west, and see if he has seen any sign of this girl. Alright, so that's starting Epic Book 6, basically. And that is going to be somewhere other than here. I think... something other taking time to within first the west of Grimbold's camp. Was it over? Oh, right here. Yep, there it is, blinking. So this want to start you down a path for that particular book. We have quests though up this way. We'll go over here and make sure that this doesn't push us up here, but I don't think it does. I think it's going to go in a different direction, but I could be totally wrong. I probably am wrong. Let's go over there and talk to them real quick and find out. Here he is. There's the path I'm looking for. I made the doggy mad at me. Let me see something. Where's that tooltip at? He had to move away just as I was trying to do that. Let me find another mob. Oh, for crying out loud. There's one. Now stay still. Should be right in here somewhere. Examination tooltip. There's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna put this in a spot where I can actually see it. There we are. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and kill some mobs. What the heck? What is his? Scholar, Forester, and Tailor. Okay.
Some of my men who fought at the ford spoke highly of you.
Wilfrith listens as you describe Nona and her determination to slay Dunlendings in the service of Saruman. One Dunlending seems much the same as any other to me, Lorander, but I have not seen any of them fighting amongst themselves. There was one thing, though. Not 2 hours ago I heard the clash of sword on sword coming from the warg warrens of Othdar to the west. Perhaps your Dunlending ally was stirring up trouble from the heights. While you are up there, you should slay some wargs yourself. There's not other quest in this spot to pick up. As I did this earlier, this is not new, so to speak. Let me go ahead and set my milestone just to make sure. This is fourth. I can't read that. Fourth Rond. Dunlin something. Lower Brennan, Rohirrim Scotland, Roas, Sun Grimbold's camp. We're just going to take Grimbold's camp, put it in that spot. Alright, where are they saying I need to go? Over here. We'll go out here and take a left. I'm enjoying slaughtering some mobs as it is. We are almost at lunchtime. See, I love those instant cast spells. That was awesome. He thought he could hide from me. Almost to the right spot. appear to need to kill these anyway. Let me check something. I have a Warg Slayer deed as well, so it's worth doing. What is my current virtue experience going to? Tolerance. Okay, it's got plenty of ranks still to go. 23 of 28. So we'll keep it at that for right now. Where's Nona hiding at? Okay, behind me. This way. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I see it on the mini-map. There she is. Or somebody. This member of the Dregluth was slain by a sword stroke. Pieces of gold trail from his clenched fingers, and you pick them up and look at them curiously. As you straighten up, you see another glint of gold from the west, where two trails meet. That way. Server lag. I was trying to click it that whole time, or attack it, and it just wasn't doing it. Examine the pile of gold pieces. You see another glint further to the west. Alright, we are going on 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we are coming up on lunchtime. We've got about 11 minutes until 11 a.m. here. That, at that time, will end Saturday morning Lotro. I hope y'all have had a fantastic time. If you're over on YouTube, please hit the subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and check out my other videos. I have lots of Lotro videos. If you're on Twitch or X, please hit the follow. I stream Lotro all the time. I will definitely be back, that's for sure. What I'm going to be going and doing is getting some lunch, doing some errands, running around, all that kind of fun stuff. And then I'll be back. So we'll be getting off here shortly. Further to the southwest, that direction. There's Nona. Now look, here's what I was talking about before. Remember how the names were up there and I did not turn the names off, but yet the names are off right now? So I'm going to press N and it'll say floating names are now off. N again, floating names are now on. There's her name. So it's a bug, and it's a bug that's been there forever, but I don't know. Thanks. Oops, wrong chat. Well, I'll take the thanks anyway. You're welcome. Nona.
I did not expect to see you again, friend.
I am pleased you still live. You must have heard rumor of me. I have truly become Wadu's ghost, and the Gap of Rohan is my haunt. I have made use of the bribing gold we recovered in Kerriglin, Lurander. I find warriors who have sworn allegiance to Saruman, and I leave piles of coins for them to discover. When they pick them up, I fall upon them and claim my vengeance. I have thinned the outliers of the army that gathers in Wolf's Cleft, but it is not yet enough to pay for the death of my brother. Wadu's ghost still hungers for the blood of those who serve Saruman and kill in the name of the traitor wizard, and she will have her fill.
Why did you search for me, if not to join in my vengeance?
You did not seek me out to join me in my vengeance. Why then did you search for me? Nona listens attentively to your account of your troubling dream. When you have finished, she nods sagely. Dreams of this sort have meaning, Lorender. My people know this well. Great harm has befallen those who ignore the warnings of dreams such as this. I will go with you to see this elf queen. Let us return first to my home of Lanark. I must bid farewell to my father, Savolch, before we begin such a journey. I want to make certain he is well before I go with you to this wood of gold. I will meet you by the front gate of Lanark in Enidwaith. You automatically travel to Lanark in Enidwaith when you accept this quest. Alright. We're in... hold on. Enidwaith, okay. Okay, I know where we're at. So we're over here. There's Swanfleet. Enidwaith is right there. This is where we're at. Nona searched the village, but found no sign of her father.
I cannot find my father anywhere in the village.
Before Wadu was slain, Savolch used to go to the pool of the king to listen to the water and think. Perhaps he is there now. Let us look for him there. The pool of the king is northwest of the village. Okay. So, basically, we've got book 6 starting off here. We're going to go find her father and do some stuff and blah, 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 more fun. But notice it did take me away from Isengard. I want to go back to Isengard and make sure to finish that up on this character, which we're not going to do right now. So, it has been plenty of fun this Saturday morning. I hope y'all have enjoyed Saturday morning Lotro. I always enjoy doing Saturday morning Lotro with you all. That, my friends, is going to do it. You know, hit the likes, hit the subscribes, hit the follows, and all those kind of good things. Go over to Ferone.com. It looks like crap because I'm not a web designer, just a developer, and I haven't worked on it a whole lot. But the reason you need to go over there is because you'll find links to both mine and my brother's streams. He is Puppet 102, and I am Ferone the Gnome. You will also, more importantly than all, you will find the link to our Discord server. Come on in there and you can chat with us, and if you'd like, come over to the Gladden server, create a character, or you have a character and join Lorebound Walkers. That is my kinship, which is a guild on this game, as I've said a million times. And you can hang out with us. It is very laid back. We don't do a whole lot other than chat and stuff like that. But you can certainly come over and hang out. I am also playing on the Angmar server, having an absolute blast over there. Yeah, that's going to do it. So if I don't see you later today, have a fantastic rest of your day, morning, night, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Ferone the Gnome. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I'll talk to y'all later.